Well, what a game for Tennessee. Just winning differently now. Not winning with the big offensive plays, although there's one right there, but doing it with the defense. Do you realize that nobody has scored 20 points against Tennessee this season? The Vols right in the middle of the playoff chase, right in the middle of the SEC race. A lot fewer cigars in Knoxville these days. Welcome to the Food City Locker Room presented by Garza Law. This is the Players Show.
Wearing orange.
I was glad that Chris brought me. I said I can't do anything on TV, but did you get the cigar smoked last night?
100%.
You do?
Still got the smell on it. That's an extra one, you know. So,
Oh, you're going to leave it here?
We'll figure that out.
Swain?
I got mine.
You do?
I smoked mine. I got another one I might smoke today.
Tennessee gets the win over Alabama. I heard something on the Nation coming in. You and Chris Lowe were on there.
Great show.
It was a great show tonight. I mean, without Austin Price there, it's much better. But Heupel, over the last 3 years, 4-2. This is a stat that Chris said. 4-2 against Alabama and Florida. And what I guess in the 16 years prior to that, 5 different coaches, Tennessee won twice against. It was 2-30. So Heupel's winning the games he's supposed to win.
He's winning the games he's supposed to win. We just got to figure out the ones we're going in the games and like the Arkansas. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Alabama. Let's talk about what happened. Let's talk
100%.
about beating Florida the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what it is. This is what we wanted. Sometimes it doesn't feel good, like you said a couple weeks ago, but this one felt really good, didn't it, Jason?
Last week felt good. This week felt good. You won both games. You won differently. Defense was great in both games.
Yeah.
Offensively, we knew this team was close. Against Florida, they were close. There were plays out there in the field. We saw some of those plays happen again against Alabama where you were close. But you connected on more. And it was a difference in the ball game.
Here's the thing. You don't need that much out of Nico. As weird as that sounds, the guy that's making the most NIL money on your team, you don't need him to do a lot because this defense is that good.
The defense is that good, and I think Nico stepped up and made the plays in the second half when he had to. The defense was elite. They created some pressures. This team getting turnovers at Oklahoma, Florida, and Alabama inside of the 5-yard line, that is huge. So our defense is playing really well. Nico missed a couple throws but came back in the second half and did a lot of special things.
Being a quarterback at Tennessee is hard. Being a quarterback in the SEC is hard. He didn't have to do everything like Nico. I mean, like he didn't have to do 2 years ago. But he still made some plays, still had to do a lot to get the offense going. He used his legs, something we talked about last week.
That run at the end of the game that he faked and got up the middle, I mean, that was a huge play in the game.
Well, and that was a big play right there, the one you're watching right there from Nico. When he went down, obviously there was a big, oh, no. And then the next play, of course, Gaston Moore comes in, and there's an interception. You're like, oh, goodness, here we go. Nico runs back out there again. They showed the family about 78 times on TV. He comes and he does this right here. He's just a difference maker. Occasionally when he needs to be.
It was spotty, but he made the plays when he needed to make the plays. The second half was amazing. For him to roll out and make that throw to Dante, the throw to Brazil, and back of the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally put the ball exactly where he needed to. And you'll see him hit those big throws. He talks about it. He knows that he's missing some early in the game that'll really get us started. But we have to keep that momentum going, get healthy this week, and bounce back and get ready for Kentucky.
Well, we saw why he was the number one player in the country coming out.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of throws that guys didn't catch. And he made some throws that guys were open, and
missed them.
He just missed them.
Just missed them.
There were some other mistakes that happened too. I mean, when's the last time you seen Dylan Sampson fumble? Period. Fumble on the first possession. So Josh Heupel has talked about this. Offensively, it's just different guys messing up at different times and not playing together as one. But you got enough of those plays on Saturday with the offenses playing as one, enough with this defense to get the win over Alabama.
So let me ask you this question. The first half obviously has been kind of nothing's happened offensively. The defense has handled the pressure. Your defense has had goose eggs 3 times now. What do you do differently going into a game?
Well, you just want to start fast. I think, again, those penalties, which we had a lot of penalties in that game, I think, and the turnovers have killed you in the start.
Yeah.
You've seen Coach Heupel call the plays really to get the thing started and the tempo going, and you have back-to-back fumbles on the first week. So you really have to take care of that. And I'm just glad we're not talking about the offensive line this week.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the play calling. I thought the offensive line was a whole lot better. I thought the creativity was there with the play calling. It really comes down to execution. So you feel confident about your ability to score points because you see it on film. Things are open. Players are open. The plays work fine if guys just execute it. So you just go back to the drawing board. You treat this bye week better than you treated the last time you had one. And Tennessee should be all good offensively moving forward. Well, better, let's say better.
What I liked about it is that they ran the full tree of play calls this time. You felt like against Florida, if it was 3rd and 12, they were running the football. If it's 3rd and 13, they were running the football. And this time they were taking their shots downfield. They were trying to hit the middle of the field. They weren't completing them. I'm not saying that they got them all because you're trying to say something to rebut me already. But what I'm saying is they did at least make the defense play honest.
Field position was different in this game than the Florida game.
Okay,
Florida game
backed up.
Florida had us backed up several times.
Fair enough.
And you would be crazy to take chances in that position.
You'd be crazy to go for it on 4th down at your own 11.
Well,
wait a minute.
You had to there, but you saw where Florida decided to roll the dice with a freshman quarterback.
Right.
Backed up, and we picked it off and got 3 points out of it. Should have been 6, but field position for Tennessee was a lot better in this game. Allowed you to make some throwing plays there, even when it was 3rd down and long.
And against Florida, our offensive line was struggling. This game, we didn't talk about the offensive line. So they played a lot better. Lance Hurd played better. Yep. John Campbell played better. They protected better. I think Nico still had happy feet sometimes, but I think the byproduct of what we saw coaching-wise, the offensive line got better.
So here's what people like us do. We get on this show, and what have we spent all of our time talking about?
Offense.
We've talked about the offense the whole
most of the
time.
conversation.
And the defense is the reason
100%.
that this team is 7-1 and where they are.
You
lose Keenan Peely for the season. You lose the straw that stirs the drink, and you keep rolling without him as you take a look at the stats.
You know, you see these guys, this is what they've built. It starts up front with the D-line, and I think these guys trust one another. I was listening to Will Brooks, who we have here in studios, kind of press conference last night, and Arion Carter talked about how they trust one another and how they know where each other is going to be. And I think that's how you're able to go out and you're able to play fast and you're able to put up stats like we see here.
You need your best players playing their best in big games, and Tennessee's defensive players did that.
Yeah.
Jamal McCoy had a pick, was really, really good against Ryan
pick.
Williams. You look at James Pierce. This is the 3rd week in a row where he's been dang near unblockable.
Yeah.
Coach Inge, the linebackers coach, he's familiar with Kalen DeBoer. He's familiar with Nick Sheridan. I think it played out perfectly for the Tennessee defense.
Yeah, and I'd say this about Kalen DeBoer. Who had it worse, Holly Warlick replacing Pat Summitt or this guy replacing Nick Saban?
This guy replacing Nick Saban.
100% him replacing Nick Saban.
Holly might have a different story for you. Hey, Will Brooks is in studio, made the huge interception to finish this thing off for Tennessee. We'll visit with him in a few minutes on the Food City Locker Room. It's presented by Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop,
where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher
is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
At Glass Doctor, our trained specialists are experts at fixing foggy and cracked glass.
Looks great.
You're all set.
What we can't fix is your view.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
I was coming home and a lady hit me head on. It totaled my car. It fractured my right heel and it bruised me up really badly. The Garza Law firm, they were very compassionate, but yet they were very detailed. They didn't let me down. They never stopped fighting. It helped me regain confidence in law firms. I would definitely recommend the Garza Law firm.
The Garza Law firm. Let us help.
Hey, Sterling, man, come on, we got a roof to replace.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
go.
Hey, Sterl, you ready to go to the top?
Man, I can't believe you guys been doing this for 25 years. Oh, baby.
Now this is what I call a rooftop party.
We have 25 years experience in roofing and exterior renovations, and we're backed by the best.
Are you ready to get your rooftop party started? Give us a call, 865-524-5888.
I was the star around here until Glass Doctor installed this perfect shower enclosure. Now they look at me like, well, there you go.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Food City, NPG Brain and Concussion, Knoxville Smiles, Glass Doctor, and Garza Law.
So Tennessee is off this next week. Good time for an off week with what you've been through. You come back with Kentucky at home, Mississippi State at home. 2 games that should get you in theory to 9-1, although this year's been crazy in the SEC.
Been very crazy. There's a lot of parity, but take the bye week, get better, fix the things you need to fix. Go into Kentucky, take care of business. Go into Mississippi State, take care of business, and you're right where you be. Everything that we want, all of our goals are still ahead of us. They're right in front of you, so you just got to take care of business.
Those teams ain't scoring on Tennessee's defense at home.
I love your confidence.
Like
Here we go.
I like it. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Just throw it out there. So Tennessee, Georgia would be the game after that. This Georgia team, outside of what happened against Kentucky, to say Kentucky, and then the loss at Alabama, looked awfully good against Texas.
Yeah, Georgia showed up yesterday. To go into Texas and to beat them the way they did, obviously you knew Kirby Smart was going to have them ready. They knew a loss would be very, very, very detrimental to them in that moment. So Georgia stepped up and played. Obviously, we have to take care of business these next couple weeks, so we're going into that game with the right momentum.
Got to get healthy. Dylan Sampson, played on the left ankle, had to get spatted up.
Good time off for him.
Yep. Some cuts that we saw him make early in the season where he's a lot more sharper. He wasn't as sharp. He was affected by the ankle, has something going on with his hand as well. So he'll need to heal up. Squirrel White didn't return.
Yeah.
Don't know where he is. So it's an opportunity for some young slot receivers to get some work, to get prepared to play.
One of the good things is probably the best thing, I would say, is at the line of scrimmage, you've remained pretty healthy this year.
Yeah, these guys have been rotating. You got to knock on wood that I see Swain doing it over here. But they have remained healthy. And again, I liked how those guys got better. I like how they took it personal against Florida. And they came out and they played better. D. Samp, like you said, is a little banged up, but rushed for 139 yards, I think, and 2 more touchdowns on 26 rushes. So that's getting it done up front.
No, absolutely. The holes were not as open in the first half that we saw them open up in the second half, and then he shows his breakaway speed. Things open up offensively, but, defensively, these guys just really set the tone. Jalen Milroe did not look like a quarterback that beat Georgia at home and had the game that he had, and at one point was a Heisman Trophy front runner.
Right.
This Tennessee defense had Jalen Milroe
spooked
all over the place. It was fun to watch.
His eyes were all over the place. You saw a lot of throws he was making just because of the pressure. Even when he had time to make the throws, he wasn't making them, I think, just because we had so much going on.
Did you guys know that Ryan Williams is the youngest player to lose in Neyland Stadium?
I saw
to lose in Neyland Stadium. 17-year-old, man. Did you know that?
Okay, so let's talk before we bring Will Brooks here in just a few minutes, and then we zero in on that. The parity is alive and well in the SEC. The college football playoff is making this so much fun. There is nobody undefeated in the SEC right now. There are 9 teams that are all with 1 or 2 losses right now.
Vanderbilt's ranked 25.
Vanderbilt's in the top 25.
Yeah.
At some point in time, how many teams are going to get in this playoff? I've said from the beginning, I thought 5, and I thought the requirement was to get to 10 wins. Is that still what we're thinking?
I still think it'll be 5, and you have to get to 10 wins. I don't think a 3-loss SEC team, no matter who you are, gets into the playoff with how much parity there is.
Unless you've been to the championship game and you lost the championship game.
100%. That's the only way. But I think 5, and yes, you have to get to 10 wins because there's a lot of teams. You got an Indiana team in the Big Ten that's playing really, really, really well.
Undefeated.
They're undefeated. So a lot of these teams, by the way, Michigan lost again. And USC.
So we've had this question before, and Swain, let me ask you this. Do you almost right now at this point with the playoff the way it is, knowing that those first-round games are going to be so soon after the SEC championship game, would you just assume not play in that thing and be 10-2, get that week off, and prepare for the playoff?
Well, you want to be the 5th seed. The 5th seed is great because the second-round game, you're going to have a great matchup.
The winner's going to be a top 4 seed.
Yeah, but if you're the 5th seed and you're going to play
at home and then play the
4th, you'll play the lower of the remaining seeds if you get to the second round. But I've wondered that question before about not playing in the SEC championship game and not risking guys getting hurt if you know you're going to the playoffs. But
the point is it was a 4-team playoff before, so you kind of had to be in the game for the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Now with 12, you're looking at it and saying 5 teams out of the conference probably get in. That means 3 teams that aren't playing in the championship game are going to make it. Do I really want to be one of those 2?
Yeah, but you don't want to chance it because someone else is making the decision whether or not you're going to be in the playoffs. So it's best to control your own destiny and win as many games as you can and definitely get to 10. I wouldn't chance it at all. Try to get to Atlanta if you can. Yeah, man.
No, I got you.
We are at Tennessee.
This is true. Let's bring in Will Brooks, Tennessee defensive back, who has a lot to smile about, by the way. When the football came your way to wrap up that win, did the football look as big as a pumpkin?
Yeah, I mean, it just came right to me. I don't know. It was kind of like a blur in my mind, just thinking back what happened, and I was just able to go make the play and come up with the ball and just be able to go celebrate with my teammates.
Sure.
You know, well, you talk about making that play. We talked about how loud Neyland was. How was it out there with you guys being able to communicate with one another with their offense, you guys being on defense? I know we still have the microphone and the helmet, but obviously it's loud for you all, and you guys are doing a lot of checks. So what was that like with the crowd noise and you guys handling it?
Yeah, I mean, our fans are just incredible with the atmosphere they bring and how loud they made Neyland last night. You know, it was really hard for them to make checks at the line, and it's difficult for us, but we were able just to do a great job communicating with each other and just making sure we were all on the same page, and just went out there and was able to have a great game.
All right, Will, I got to get to break, but I do want to ask you one more question. You're from Alabama. You've been able to smoke a cigar twice now. Did it taste better this Saturday or 2 years ago?
I would say both times it tasted equally as good. It's always just an incredible feeling to be Alabama, so I'd say both times.
There you go. All right, Jayson Swain's going to head over for the Food City Player Perspective when we come back on the Food City Locker Room presented by Garza Law.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Food City, Exterior Home Solutions, D1 Training, Lakewood Capital Group, Ted Russell Ford, and Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop.
Where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher
Is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
I see Marco's role in the community as somebody that people can look up to.
Marcos Garza is very thoughtful. He pays attention to the needs of the people in the community.
He's somebody that's very unselfish, somebody that's going to always be there.
Marcos Garza will work as hard as he can to get the best results for you.
In the future, no matter where I'm playing, no matter what the team I'm playing for, I'll always be on Garza's team.
The Garza Law Firm is Mama Zizi approved.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hey, Sterling, man, come on, we got a roof to replace.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Hey, Sterling, you ready to go to the top?
Man, I can't believe you guys been doing this for 25 years. Oh, baby.
Now this is what I call a rooftop party.
We have 25 years experience in roofing and exterior renovations, and we're backed by the best.
Are you ready to get your rooftop party started? Give us a call, 865-524-5888.
Knoxville Smiles depend on us to make your smile better. Knoxville Smiles, are you happy with your smile today? Knoxville Smiles, we're all about smiles.
Hey Lance, what makes you smile?
Pancake blocks.
What's up, guys? It's Devin Driscoll, owner of D1 Sports Training. We know in 2024, convenience is king, so we have locations not just in Hardin Valley, but now one in Maryville, in Farragut, and in Morristown, with more soon to come. So keep an eye out. We want to bring D1 Sports Training to everyone in East Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jody Griffin. I'm a dentist here in Knoxville, Tennessee. In 22, I had a wakeboard tower hit me on the head and give me a concussion. In my office, I show x-rays to my patients so they can see their teeth. I needed somebody to do the same thing for my brain, so I went to MPG. They did an EEG of my brain, and they were able to show me the activity of my brain and give me a diagnosis and a treatment plan. So I choose MPG because brains is what they do, and that's all they do.
Time now for the Food City Player's Perspective. A look inside the locker room with the Vols.
Here with Will Brooks, one of the stars of the game for Tennessee, Alabama. Will, you from Birmingham with the Vestavia Hills, walked on at Tennessee. How did you get to Tennessee? Walk us through kind of that story. How did you end up in Knoxville?
Yeah, so I had one of my high school coaches. He coached with Coach Pruitt back when he was at Hoover, which is in Birmingham. And he just kind of got me connected up here. And then I came up on a visit my senior year, and I just kind of fell in love with Knoxville. And I fell in love with Neyland. Like, the atmosphere was incredible when I was here, and I just knew this is the place where I wanted to come. So that's kind of how I got up here.
At what moment did you feel like, oh, yeah, I not only can I play, but I can play at a high level, I can get on scholarship, I can start here? What year was that? When was that moment like for you when you knew you can really make a difference here?
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily like one moment. It was just kind of a culmination of things, like, you know, realizing, like, playing on special teams and realizing I can make plays there, and then being able to get some time on defense, and, you know, just being able to continually, like, prove myself with the opportunities that I was given. So it was just not really one necessarily moment, but a couple of things.
Coaches always talk about playing the best guys no matter what, but sometimes those coaches don't back that up. They usually go with their star players. They go with players that were highly ranked. They go with players that have favorites. But Tim Banks has truly played the best guys regardless of being a walk-on, being a young player. It does not matter. How does that make you feel as a player knowing that you're going to be rewarded for being the best and doing your best?
Yeah, it makes me feel great, like, knowing that Coach Banks just trusts me so much and is willing to put me out there and just be able to trust me to be able to do my job and do whatever I need to do. So it's just it's a great feeling to know that your coach believes in you that much, and I think it makes everybody play a lot harder just knowing that he believes in us that much.
Man, your interception shut it down. Everyone know the game was over when that happened. Walk us through kind of what you saw pre-snap, what you saw post-snap, and how you were able to make the play.
Yeah, so we were kind of in our quarters coverage, and I was just reading the number 2 receiver, which was the tight end, and he kind of ran a little out route, so I knew I was freed up, and then I was able to just look at the quarterback's eyes, and, you know, we had a lot of pressure. I don't know 100% who it was, just probably the entire D-line, but so it just kind of made him kind of clutch the ball a little bit, and he threw it a little late, and I was just able to break on the ball and just come up with it, and yeah, it was just an amazing play.
Anything that you didn't get done in the first bye week that you want to get done this bye week? You got Kentucky, you got Mississippi State, you got UTEP, Georgia, Vanderbilt next up on the schedule. How do you want to maximize this bye week differently than the first one?
Yeah, I guess we just be more intentional with everything that we're doing, whether that's film or practice or weightlifting, just to make sure everybody's back healthy and just be super, super intentional with everything that we're doing.
All right, who's the hardest hitter in the secondary?
I probably have to say Jacoby on that one. I mean, y'all have all seen the hits he's made, so I'll give him a shout out for that.
What was the reaction like when you guys watched film in the OU game after Jacoby Thomas made that hit on the running back on the sideline?
Everyone was just kind of like, ooh, like that's kind of what everyone did, and just it was a great hit and just kind of set the tone.
Are you used to seeing one-hand interceptions from Jamal McCoy?
I've seen him make a couple of unbelievable plays in practice, so it does not surprise me at all that he was able to do that. I mean, he's just an incredible player, and we're super lucky to have him in our secondary.
What does that say about the rest of the guys on the other side? I mean, Mod went out, kind of got hit in the back by a lineman. I thought it should have been a penalty coming in. But you had McMurray go in. You had Rick Gibson go up against Ryan Williams. What does that say about the rest of the secondary that you guys have someone get hurt, but other guys are going in, stepping up, making plays?
Yeah, it just shows like how much we all trust each other. And, you know, when Mod went out, like nobody blinked an eye, just went in and did their job and performed at a really high level. So it's just a testament to all the guys in our room who have prepared and worked so hard to, you know, be able to go out there and make plays.
Been fun watching this defense, guys. Mark?
Yeah, I will say this. We can talk about football, but that guy that's sitting next to you, 3-time All-SEC academic honor roll, getting it done in the classroom as well. We'll take a break when we come back. He's smarter than all three of us combined. I'll promise you that.
I need a tutor.
You needed one. When we come back, keys to the victory for the off weekend when we come back.
Hi, I'm Laura Ash, your West Knoxville State Farm agent. I've been here in the Renaissance for 17 years, and I'd love to help your young football players or anyone with their car insurance, home insurance, and life insurance. Give me a call at Laura Ash State Farm.
I see Marco's role in the community as somebody that people can look up to.
Marcos Garza is very thoughtful. He pays attention to the needs of the people in the community.
He's somebody that's very unselfish, somebody that's going to always be there.
Marcos Garza will work as hard as he can to get the best results for you.
In the future, no matter where I'm playing, no matter what the team I'm playing for, I'll always be on Garza's team.
The Garza Law Firm is Mama ZZ approved.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hi, I'm David Ball, National Sales Manager here at Legend Fitness. Legend Fitness has been built on longevity and quality. Our racks are fully welded and has the least amount of bolts in the industry, made to stand up to the test of time. Because at Legend Fitness, we deliver quality and we want our customers to be Legend strong.
Hey, Tim Hoskins here from Covenant Sports Medicine. I'm the corporate manager of sports medicine, and I want to speak a little bit to our community partners and relationships that we have. We partner with FC Alliance Soccer, LeConte Center at Pigeon Forge, Johnson University, numerous high schools in and around the area, AAU basketball, Morristown Landing, travel hockey, volleyball, lacrosse, you name it, we're probably involved. What a lot of people don't know about Covenant Health is we're a nonprofit, community-based healthcare delivery system. We provide services in your community. If you ever need help with some event medicine or sporting event, scan the QR code at the bottom. Covenant Health, our mission is to improve lives through better health.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank. Life made better.
Keys to Victory is brought to you by Garza Law.
Okay, Chris, keys to victory brought to you by Garza Law. What are keys to a successful off weekend right now? I assume we did this.
Swain corrected us earlier in our text that we have, saying it was a bye. We don't have a game, but stay healthy, get healthy, however you want to put it. I think that's very paramount. Keep working on the connection between the wide receiver and the quarterback. I know Swain's going to touch a little bit more with that. And then the development of the offensive line, to me, we saw them kind of step up. We saw them play better. You want to make sure they maintain being healthy and be ready to come out against Kentucky and run the ball like we've done this whole year.
Yeah, I think it's important with Squirrel White leaving the game, don't know when he'll be back, that it's very important to develop the young slot receivers, whether that is Mike Matthews, whether that is Chaz Nimrod. You need someone to step up there in the slot. Dante Thornton had a lineman knee brace
Kelly
on.
Washington, too, while we're at it.
Yeah, you need other guys stepping up.
The Don Jordan knee brace.
The quarterback-receiver connection, you need to continue to work on that. A lot of plays left out there in the football field, even though you made some, and then you got to heal up. So.
And Marcus Nash and Joey Kent to help those guys get healthy
Carl
as well.
Pickens,
So what are you doing on the off weekend? What are you guys doing? Are you going home if you're a player? Not you guys.
No, not now. I mean, no, you're definitely not going home. Resting up, icing up, doing a lot of film study. Again, you still want to practice and keep your body in game shape and still do the things that you normally do.
Yeah, if you're trying to heal, all the treatment rehab that you have access to is right here in Knoxville. You don't need to go home.
We're trying to win, man. We
you go home after the season.
I thought I was used to you guys all going home.
You the one who wore the orange jacket for NC State, not us.
Tennessee is off this week, and then they'll be back the following week.
Like rushing the field.
Have a great week, everybody, okay? Why?